let's get started on today's session. So, I'm just getting messages. Welcome in after a week off. We left on a bit of a cliffhanger last time. So who knows what's gonna go on today. Yeah, actually, who wants to recap what happened last time?
Sure.
Anyone remembers?
Yeah, so after we teleported out of the Thieves Guild using the teleportation scrolls, something went wrong, and everybody except for Janice ended up fighting some wolves or something. But then there was another teleportation to escape that place, and all of us ended up scattered in Rodonia and the surroundings in various different locations. Some of us ending up inside of the main castle, inside of the governor's room, some of us in the prisons below, and even Mort, who took a dip in the lake because he teleported right above the water. But eventually, we all found each other again, met up at the inn, rested a bit, and upon hearing that a magical item was for sale that might interest us in the center of town, we visited there. But unfortunately, the item was a bit too rich for our tastes. We didn't quite have the 5,000 gold on hand to buy the shield. So we were suggested to go visit an antique salesman, some sort of historian, who obviously ended up being Alf Evergreen, who we'd been looking for, who we'd already paid money to the Thieves Guild to locate for us. But regardless, we were happy that we came across him, asked him all about the past and Feared's issue, and he revealed to us that Feared's illness was some sort of trial or quest type thing, experimental medical procedure that people could go through and turn into super soldiers. And the part that Feared was missing was drowning himself in a lake, or water specifically. And so we went and did that. We went to the lake, said our goodbyes in case it didn't work, and Feared went off into the water, and only emerged after I dragged him to shore. Yeah.
Yep, that pretty much covers it. Covers it all. Yeah. So we left on the cliffhanger of not knowing what happened to Frid. HJ already knows, and I already know. So you, Frid took part in this random mystical ritual that some person you just met told you about.
When you put it like that, I mean.
Yeah. And we left off with Janice having dragged Frid to the beach, and Frid's just laying there. And then I mentioned that there was a glow. And
like from where?
From Frid. And I need to ask HJ from where? Where on your body is it?
Shoulder.
All
Shoulder.
right, yeah. Starting from Frid's shoulder, left to right.
Let's go right.
Right shoulder. So from Frid's right shoulder, there's a faint glow, and then suddenly that glow just like brightens up, and there's just like a flash of light that comes out and sort of blinds you for a moment. Anlos like winces, like wow, and yeah, then it subsides, and everything's back to normal. Nothing weird going on. Frid is laying there, but then you wake up.
I'll be spluttering a fair bit, I'm assuming. I'm alive. I'm alive, guys. Guys, I'm alive.
Can I do a medicine check to see if there's anything different or about him?
I mean, if Frid wants you to do a medical checkup.
Well, what are you checking for? I'm alive, aren't I? Do I look alive? I feel alive.
Check. Do you have a pulse? Can you quick?
I mean, I look pretty alive. You guys can hear me, right? I'm not
Yeah,
a ghost. You're not ignoring me.
Maybe we should sort of take a look at your shoulder, because that's where the glow started from.
Glowing?
Yeah, you were glowing, man.
Okay.
Or is it dragon?
And I will like take the shirt off the shoulder.
Yeah. And on Frid's shoulder, you see some sort of weird tattoo-like marking that's like burnt into Frid's skin. I don't know the exact how it exactly looks like. That's up to HJ if you wanna draw a marking, or then we can just leave it at
Do it.
at a
Have you ever
mystical
seen one of
marking.
those S's? Those 6 lines, the graffiti S, yeah.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Sure. So it's not as abstract as as that. So yeah, you see this marking on Frid's shoulder. It seems to be it looks like it's kind of like burnt into Frid's shoulder there.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. So that's new.
Well, do you feel more protected now? Or does it itch or something? I mean,
I feel stronger, I suppose. I mean, I guess I always have been strong, but now I'm feeling particularly, I could take the world on.
I think we should show this to Alf Evergreen, just in case. Sort of get his like final seal before.
Well, maybe he can recognize this rune or whatever the symbol means.
Maybe. But I don't even know if we need it. I mean, I feel fit as a fiddle. It could just be adrenaline, but I am raring to go.
Well, do you want to, I don't know, try lifting a heavy boulder, or can you do like a standing backflip or something?
I don't know. Let's go somewhere and try some stuff out.
Maybe we can try lifting like a rowboat or something nearby.
So in your immediate vicinity, there isn't really anything to lift other than the other people around.
Can you try and lift Donnie?
I mean, yeah, I'm not sure if it's really like my muscles that have changed too much, but I can certainly try and lift Donnie.
Go for it, bud. You try your little heart out. If you need to use my body, by all means, I'm a vessel for you. Take me, Fred.
I will try and lift up Stunny.
Yeah, so you as far as I remember, you've never tried lifting Donnie before, but
Nah, I'm a dense boy though. 450 pounds of raw shell and sex appeal.
So you can lift. Let's see. I'm pretty sure. I don't mean to do the calculation. I'm pretty sure because carrying capacities and lifting capacities are pretty lenient in 5th edition. I'm pretty sure you are able to lift. Donnie, though, not really. You don't notice it being any easier than ever before. If you imagine what it would have been like to lift Donnie before, this feels about the same.
You know, Donny, I've lifted like other things, like boxes and crates in the past, and heavy instruments. There was that one time where I had to help lift a piano, and it doesn't feel any easier or harder. I don't know, but I do feel stronger, and this definitely wasn't here before.
Well, so you're not any physically stronger, maybe as far as moving things. And what about this? And I'm just gonna take my backhand of my pole arm, so like my bonus action attack, and just try and whap Fred with a nice 1d4 of bludgeoning damage potential, just to see if his AC has potentially changed. I guess.
Sure, go ahead and whack Fred. It's 19 to attack.
19 to hit.
Yeah.
That does hit.
How in the world? What? 1d4? That can't. That's not possible. How did
Your
Oh, I clicked it again. That's why. Okay.
yeah.
I was just saying, I was like, it's a
Isn't
D4.
it a D4?
Strength bar. How did we get there?
10 bludgeoning damage. Ouch.
Isn't it a D4?
Well,
Yeah,
you could have
but-
just tried that with a slap to the head. You know, that really wasn't necessary.
Strength mod and stuff. He does it too. Hey! I was just curious. I don't know how to pull my punches very well, but you're feeling strong. Trying to see if that was manifesting itself over here. I don't know, but
Anlos says, could we maybe take a more scientific approach to this rather than just start beating Fred up?
I mean, it's my version of science, Anlos. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I had a baseline condition. I was curious if I applied a stimulation to it, that being the bludgeoning attack, would there be a change in our baseline condition? My apologies, Anlos.
You have a suggestion, Anlos?
As Anlos starts to say something like, yeah, I've got a, something like that. Suddenly, a little ways away from you, like hold on. If I were to say about 30 feet away from you, 30 to 50 feet away from you, suddenly a group of people just poofs out of nowhere, and you look over, you see that they are armed, and you recognize two of them. You recognize the I forget if you asked their names, but you recognize the thief from the Thieves Guild who helped you around there and told you about the teleportation scrolls and all of that, as well as the gnome who you paid to find Alf Evergreen. And
Right.
Okay. So yes, Brass is the gnome and Tim is the thief. And Tim, after suddenly coming out of nowhere, just says, "Sorry, friends. Good bounty on anyone with that kind of a mark."
Well,
And roll initiative.
hell yeah.
Man, you know,
30.
Fred, I'm sure that 10
30
health
people.
is not going to be an issue whatsoever.
Yeah, let's hope so. I mean, half of me
Wait.
surprised I have 10 health to begin with, considering I just half drowned. But I
Drowning.
didn't click my token.
Neither did I.
My
Drowning
bad.
seems to be a sort of pastime in this group, apparently.
Yeah, we do have a lot of us spending time in water.
Random
Okay,
question,
so-
Dupe.
Yep.
Because I have a swimming speed due to the cloak, can I can move across water as if it were ground, right? At the same speed?
Yes and no. Not as if it were ground, but just
At the same speed, okay. And
Yeah.
can I attack
you can swim
from the
at
water?
the same.
Like, can I-
yeah.
Shoot my bow?
Just treading
Sure,
water.
Yeah.
And then jumping down and up on his turn.
I mean, if you're swimming, I would say so I would say that you can probably like shoot your bow underwater
Okay.
while you're swimming, though that would be super ineffective because that
Yeah.
doesn't really work. But you wouldn't be able to like swim up to the surface and shoot something from there. So you wouldn't be able to do it in that sense because
Okay.
yeah, it would be like you can swim so you can like keep yourself afloat, but that's just like, you know,
Yeah.
your head above water, so it doesn't really help if you pull up your arms and try to shoot a bow.
Yeah.
To be
What you
devil's advocate,
can do,
there's a small like part where it's wading in still. So like there's like 2 blocks of vertical height as it goes in.
Yeah.
Where he
Yeah. You can. Yeah.
Shoot.
If it's
Yeah,
not deep,
I mean
then
that's
can.
anyone could do that. It doesn't.
What
you
The
can
cloak won't
do-
help.
He can move through at a normal pace though. I guess with the cloak. That'd be the only special thing. Either way, doesn't matter. I can't
Yeah.
go in the water. I'm not going to the water, so I don't really care. Janice, you do your thing. You do your thing, homegirl. You want to go?
what,
All right.
what
Hold
you
on.
could theoretically do is shoot and then go back inside, and then next turn come back outside, shoot again, and then go back and
From
repeat
the
that.
surf, from the land.
Uh,
Do you mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
and
so
then repeat that process.
Takes half movement to run.
shoot
out.
from the shore, run out into the water, go underneath, and
If
then
you
come
really
back to shore.
wanted to do
Well, I
it.
mean, she has cunning bonus action dash. So there, we just every single turn, it's just swim 30 feet forward, shoot, swim 30 feet. Every 6 seconds.
All right. I think that's everybody.
Rangers.
Everybody on the list.
Dude, I don't like these rangers and mages. What are these? What are these?
Do these guys know who they're messing with?
What is this? Come on now.
4
All right.
dudes.
Give me an
Um,
barbarian.
Yeah. So yeah. In addition to Tim and Brass, you also see a goblin who seems to have some sort of mage stuff going on. Just a general term mage, and then a general term ranger, some sort of elf with a bow. Tim is has just 2 daggers ready to swing, while Brass seems to be holding some sort of explosive.
Uh-oh.
Excuse me.
All right, so Yeah, so the water is going to be, if you go into the water, it's going to be difficult terrain up to a certain point. Then you're going to start swimming. So maybe like there's like 2 tiles of difficult terrain, and then you start swimming. Now, as to swim speed, I don't think that actually technically allows you to ignore, like, if you're wading in water, because that's not swimming. So it's gonna be the same for Janice as well. But then when swimming, you can then swim. But yeah,
Are these plants on the shoreline like shrubs? Can you hide in them, or are they just?
nope,
You
it's
know,
just seaweed and stuff. No, there's no cover of anywhere around here. But
So
anyways,
it's all just grass. Yeah, got it.
yeah, it's Frid's turn.
Okay. Well, I guess this is a good chance to test that everything still works. And let's stick with what we know, Donnie. And I'm going to cast Enlarge Reduce to try and enlarge Donnie.
Let's go, Fred. Let's go.
The voice drops like 2 octaves.
Alrighty now, boys. Time to Tim.
It just hits, right? It doesn't have any sort of
Unless he tries to resist it.
yeah,
which
okay.
definitely don't.
So double Johnny.
And yeah, I think I then Bardic Inspiration as well. Let's share the love. Janice can have a Bardic Inspiration to try and do whatever she wants. And then I say, I think everything's working as normal. I can still strum these sick beats and I'll strum a little tune.
I'm guessing that Mervin has passed out from shock or something.
Yes. Mervin's building a snow castle, a sand castle. But yeah, Frid, you do. It's up to you how to, of course, tell the others about it. But you do feel like there is like something. You can feel like you can do other things. You are aware of your capabilities.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's your turn.
Mhm.
Then it is, I do believe it's Janice before Mort, because,
My dex is higher.
yeah.
Um,
Janice.
Keep getting 1 second. Okay, I'm going to use my insightful fighting on who was talking about the bounty? Tim, right?
Yeah.
Because Brass is mute or something.
We haven't heard him speak. We don't.
He
know
just
what
doesn't like talking to us. I think it's a bit dirty.
Okay, first I'm gonna move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then I will use my insightful fighting. And he needs to make a charisma check that beats my 20 insight. A deception check.
That's 23.
He beats it?
Yeah.
Can I retroactively use my bardic inspiration to make this to add a d8 to the 20, or is that when do you add it? Is it before or after?
Before the outcome is determined.
Okay.
but after the roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I did say it pretty fast, so I'll let you do it this time though.
Okay.
Yep. Was that to Tim or to Brass? You did that.
Tim.
Okay.
Okay. Well, it didn't help. 22.
Aww. No.
That sucks. Well, I'm just going to whip out my bow and shoot him. Does an 18 hit?
It hits.
Well, he takes 9 piercing damage.
All right.
And that concludes my turn.
Okay.
I just imagine you like ran over, tried to be sneaky, and it totally failed. You're just like, oh, oh. That's basically what you felt.
I did like a combat roll, but
You just kicked up sand everywhere, so it just
Yeah.
made it even more obvious.
Everyone just saw Janice run away and dive into the sand. Good job.
All right.
Bud. That's great.
It's Mort's turn.
Before moving, I'm going to cast. Where is it? Chill Touch on the mage.
Sure.
Does an 18 hit?
Yes.
That
that's
means
9.
I can cast it again because of my Reaper ability.
Ooh.
Here you go.
What's this?
Yeah. Within 5 feet, right? So that's Brass.
Nice.
I'm guessing a 9 does not hit.
Unfortunately, no.
Yeah.
You do the cool thing, hitting multiple enemies, and then it doesn't work.
does that say you need to cast it again? Or does it say the spell can instead target 2 creatures within range? I'd interpret that as using the first roll.
Well, no, because it's not the Reaper ability is not like determined by the first roll. It's just you do 2 attacks, 2 different attacks. So yeah, it's the same as if you were to use like your multi-attack bow attack to attack 2 different people.
Okay.
And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, I will stop moving there and wait for backup to come.
All right.
Wait, I have a bonus action. I'm gonna drag Drass 1 closer to me just because I can.
Okay.
He has to beat a save of 15. I'm just curious if anybody has like a physical set of D&D.
I do.
Oh, nice.
I got
Well,
the
I
Rick
mean,
and Morty, Rick and Morty expansion adventure. Level 1 through 3. Actually,
Nice.
a pretty fun little dungeon. Not gonna lie.
So which one do you drag Brass to? You can do.
Drass.
Yeah, but which tile? It can be here or here.
This one.
Okay. All right. Then it is Goblin Mage's turn, and Goblin Mage is going to speak some arcane mumbo jumbo and throw out a spell. So it's targeting, I guess now that Donnie is several squares.
How does enlargement work exactly? Like, what
Well,
is
you can
the-
you can
Big.
read the.
I say I'm a
It just
size
makes-
bigger. I
yeah.
cover 4 squares. My range is bigger, and I do an extra D4. I think. every attack.
Yeah.
And I have advantage on strength checks.
Your weapons are enlarged, so your attacks with deal 1d4 extra damage.
And I still
and
have my range, so I have a giant cone of 2 steps around me that I'm just like.
Yeah, he's twice as big, basically.
So, anyways,
Yes.
so the Goblin Mage casts a spell which creates a storm of daggers just flying around near Donnie, and they're just like slicing away at Donnie.
So rude.
And then the mage is going to move next to Brass again. And then it is Donnie's turn, and at the start of your turn, those daggers slice away at you, and you take
No saves or anything?
10d10 damage.
12
12?
points of damage. Yeah.
From what I can tell, is my movement affected or anything?
No.
I just all of a sudden took a bunch of damage at the start of my turn.
Yeah, you just... it's a cloud of daggers, it just hurts to be there. But also, suddenly you notice you have this sort of weird feeling that you can do something with your glaive. You're not really sure what it is, but it's like pulling you to do something.
Listen to the whispers, Donnie. Do it.
The last act I just did was attack my own friend, so I'm not sure I want to listen to the whispers too.
The glaive...
Was that the weapon, or was that you?
The first time I heard Fred, afterwards my glaive started talking to me and said, "Yeah, Jake, that was good."
No, you feel like you can do something to this cloud of daggers with your weapon using your action.
Okay. And there is currently like an area of effect dagger cloud around me and other people, or like
Around you.
I guess I'll use my action to break through that cloud and move towards where Mort was. Like,
So you're doing the thing that the glaives...
sure, I guess the glaive's telling. If I'm feeling from my glaive that I can just like slice through something, and it's the thing that just hurt me. I suppose I would do that. Yeah, or Donnie would. He trusts that stick. So
Yeah.
He's quite happily easygoing. If a stick's talking to him, he's going to listen to the stick.
He's never led me wrong before. Like I'm just going to slice into this cloud real quick. Sure.
Yeah, so just following your instinct, you sort of just sort of slam away at the cloud of daggers, which just seems to like drain the spell straight into your glaive.
Ooh.
And your glaive's got a weird glow to it, and you feel like you can now you feel like you can somehow just like release that energy at something.
Do I feel like that I could release it to something far away from me? Or like it would
Yes.
just be okay.
Ooh.
But absorbing it was already my action, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to move. That's right. Select. Already used my action. Just 1 second. I remember what I have. And I take it that did not count as an attack at all, correct? Like doing that to the cloud. So like my bonus
no.
action, second attack would not be available at all. Correct.
No. Yeah. No.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess in that case, since I've gone through that already, I want to go to the jukebox. I want to do that. Every time I try and move, it like takes me a tab over. It's weird. I'm going to move. all the way up to next to Brass. Yeah, we'll go there. I'm just going to run straight down that direction. Actually, that's a lie. I would have come straight next to Mort as well.
That's a lie.
I would have been.
You can't
I would have
just-
got next to my buddy. I'm not going to just leave him with a space between us.
Yeah.
Donnie, are you in melee range with Tim and the ranger now? Does your range extend that far?
I thought my range just it's still just 2 spaces. I thought. So technically, Tim and the ranger are out of my range, and the mage and Brass are within my range. Is what I was
Okay.
going. If I'm wrong with that, feel free to let me know, dude. But that was my assumption. There potentially.
Aren't his weapons bigger now? Are they killing? Is there a range factor?
You can, if you want, you can read the enlarge reduce effect there. I do not believe it says anywhere that it adds reach to the weapon. It just says
Worth a shot.
while
worth a
these
shot.
weapons are enlarged, the target's attack with deal 1d4 extra damage.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
And having already used my action, I'm not going to use second wind just yet. Screw it. I will actually. I'm going to use my bonus action second wind as well. It's a D10 plus fighter level in terms of recovery. So.
Pretty efficient.
3 plus what level are we nowadays?
8.
So 11 points back of the 12 it took. So that's my turn.
All right. Then it is Tim, who just says, "Give up the Dragonborn, and there won't be any trouble." And regardless of saying that, Tim still moves in towards
And
Donnie.
I slap him right across the face with that glaive as soon as he's. I reaction. Exactly.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. No, Tim. No. What? You want to take a Dragonborn, Tim? Is that what you want to do? You want to do that?
Slap him into tomorrow, yeah.
That is a
You don't just hit him,
critical
you hit
hit.
his next of kin as well.
And because
And-
he took a slashing damage, and he stepped in. He has no movement because he just stepped in and got a sentinel attack. So he is stuck where he stands.
And
Oh, and D4.
yes, and D4 and the the energy from the glaive just releases in a wave of power at him, and you can roll 1d10 extra damage.
Jeez.
And he gets it as well.
Tim,
Just transform Tim into a mist in one turn.
what was that, son?
Going to
Oh,
Johnny's
Lord.
circle of instant death, you know.
So Tim has taken that's a lot of damage.
Is it? By the way, is it like what time is it right now? By the way, in game time, like evening?
Afternoon.
So I can't be like, you want to dance in the depths of the pale moonlight, boy.
I mean, you can.
But when it's 3:00 in the afternoon, it doesn't really hit the same.
I don't think Tim would think less of you for saying that, though.
I like
Tim
when
is Tim just sort of reacts to that slash and is just like, boss, they're really tough.
Oh, he's bloodied. Nice.
And that's
you want him
the
come and get him? You want?
that's the end of Tim's turn. Then the Elven Ranger seems to be a little bit hesitant about what's going on here.
You thought of it?
They take a step to the side and just bring out their bow and lose a couple of arrows at Donnie. First one coming in at 15 against AC. I
17.
think that's a miss.
It's a miss.
Yep. And the second one is 21, so that is a hit. So you take... You take 7 points of damage.
7.
Yeah. And then it is Brass's turn. And
He's holding the explosive, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Brass is also looking a little bit uncertain about the situation. Doesn't say anything, but just like looks at this huge turtle. This huge turtle, and just takes the stick of fantasy dynamite and just lights it up and throws it straight at Donnie.
I'm next to the man.
This is a unwise decision.
I assume my proximity would deter such attacks from the That's why I came all the way up here. Okay.
I thought he was
And-
throwing at me.
Anywho, how's that go for him?
And you need to do a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity.
Only him?
Yes, Donnie.
You
Thank God.
don't think I could just I could just punch it out with my strength?
Nope.
Are you sure? Because a +8 sounds a lot better than a +1.
I know.
Hopefully good enough, though.
I was gonna say I guess it's really good. It's just,
All right. So you take. You sort of reflectively just sort of recall back from the explosion. It still like blows up straight in your face, and you take 16 points of damage.
oh, 16.
Yeah.
16.
And the explosion does also hit Brass.
For flavor's sake, can we say that I jump up, retracting my shell, and it blows up and I pop back down? So that's how I took less damage because I was hit with
Sure.
it's giant ninja Donnie. That's the reality I want to see right here. A 12-foot tall turtle who can just nimbly bimbly around. Sounds awesome.
Sure.
Nimbly bimbly.
Well,
Be big enough to house certain creatures, at this point.
if you ever want to cuddle, just let me know, Fred.
Then it is Anlos.
We told
And-
Anwas to go after the weakened ones, remember?
We did tell.
I know.
Does Anlos remember her programming?
Hold on. So Anlos is going to cast or yeah, Anlos is gonna just do some tactical repositioning and then throw out a big fireball at the group.
Are we in the blast radius?
No, I'll let you know if you are.
Yeah.
So let's
She does know
see.
about balls of fire. We asked her about that before.
And then she demonstrated it.
Hooray.
Yes. Yes.
And not to be. I am very happy with this forward-thinking approach from Anlos. Can you imagine an enlarged, hasted Donnie? Just as a map. Can you just but how terrifying that would be to face. It's like all of a sudden your opponents just make this giant Mach 10 moving turtle who's just slapping people with his stick. It's like that.
Especially if they've never seen a turtle before. In
Yeah,
their life.
just like
Get someone else who can cast ability increase as well, whatever that spell is. Or enhance
So-
ability.
Yeah. I already get the strength stuff from you with enlarge, so it's like
Yeah.
it's like I'm dexterity or wisdom would be the only thing I would need help with, I think. But
So, Brass and the Goblin Mage seem to be in pretty bad shape after that explosion. And then it is Frid's turn.
Okay. I'm gonna move. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I feel like the mark in my shoulder is giving me some vibes to do something, and I am going to just let it go and cast Chaos Bolt. Woo! So I need to make a ranged spell attack. So that is a D20 plus 7. So does that probably hits?
So is this from the mark?
Yeah.
So you're taking into account your constitution.
I think so. Let me reread it to double check I am.
ooh, that is I like this though. So like the random double up
is
on
it?
the bounty and stuff. That's cool.
It maybe it's plus 6 then? I don't know. How is spell attack bonus calculated? Because it doesn't give me a formula for that. I can see.
It uses your spell attack modifier. So if you were just using the same as everything else, then it would be less.
Doesn't it say 2d8 plus 1d6 damage over here?
Yeah, that's the damage. We're trying to work out the attack roll.
Isn't that just d20 plus whatever wisdom? What the
It's
bard
more
gets?
complicated. More complicated than that for this. My spell casting ability is concentration. So it would be 3 plus my proficiency bonus, which is 3. So yeah, 6. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. So does a 21 hit?
Who are you attacking again?
Tim, the closest one.
Yes. It didn't really matter who you were attacking, but I just wanted to.
Well, I
Let's
mean,
check.
if you roll 2 of the same number now, you can theoretically chain it all the way through. You just need
Yeah,
to get
potentially.
really lucky.
So I roll 2d8.
No,
And a d6 as well. And so that's 11 damage to Tim. And then
but is it acid or cold? Or acid or psychic? Don't you choose?
it's the
based on-
first one. It's the first one, isn't it?
You choose.
Oh, I choose.
Choose one of the 8 still, so, yeah.
Choose which
in
of the
that
d8s.
case, it will be just acid. Acid is fine. Yeah.
Alright.
Let's dissolve him.
Is
Poor
he
Tim.
dissolved?
And
S-
then let's use the second part where I get to use a hit die from this as well. So let's use a d8 hit die and roll that.
I don't want to backseat game you, but why are you rolling a d8?
For the
If
the
you
way
have
I'm-
the choice. When you can choose to do a d6 instead of a d8 because a d6 is smaller, so
Oh yeah. I thought I had. No, I've got enough. It'll be fine regardless. I want the more HP.
wait, is it Oh, it is equal. Okay, yeah. So sorry. It is equal to the number you rolled. Yeah, I thought it didn't matter, but yeah, you're right. You're right.
Although, yeah, and I'm thinking about something else. It would work either way. I'll do the D8 though. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. So that's an even number. I gain that number. But because of something else I now gain at least 4. So I gain 4 HP.
Temporary HP.
Is that temporary?
Yes.
From a hit dice.
If you read the.
Oh
the,
yeah.
But yeah, you don't get the doubling.
Not from the other thing.
No, because it's just when you use the hit dice to regain your hit points normally. So.
When you roll hit dice to regain hit points, the minimum number.
Because you're not regaining hit points now. You're getting
yeah,
temporary ones. Yeah.
So it's only 2 temporary. Cool.
I don't even know.
A whole 2 temporary hit points.
it matters.
There isn't a way for us to add temporary hit points in Roll20 though, is there?
Yes.
On the character sheet, yes, but it doesn't show on.
Gotcha.
And on your token, the blue circle is your temporary hit points.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I do that.
Yeah, so you can just plop it in there as well.
Just didn't know, so figured that's what we were talking.
And then let's also share some more bardic inspiration out and give Mort a bardic inspiration. And that'll be my turn. Yay.
So your character sheet has gotten significantly more complicated. Is what it sounds like.
Oh, you haven't even gotten to the beginning of it yet.
Well, even just reading that one spell, where I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that's fun. That's cool. It's so much more complicated than my version of stabby, stab, bonus action, stab again, stabby, stab. It's awesome though.
Oh yeah, it doesn't show the There we go. Yeah, it only. All right. Well, it will show you the temporary hit points like that then. Yeah. There's no maximum temporary hit points technically, but yeah. Then that was the end of your turn, right? So Janice.
Bonus action, apply a dose of poison to an arrow. Action, I want to shoot brass.
You are shooting through some allies.
Okay, then I can move first. To there?
Yep.
Normal roll. Does an 18 hit?
It does.
Okay. Then he takes 10 piercing damage plus sneak attack, 16 sneak damage because he is in melee range with Donnie.
Yep.
And he needs to make a DC 14 Constitution save.
That's a fail.
Okay, then he takes an additional 2d8 of damage. Eight poison damage, and he is considered poison until the end of my next turn. And that's it. That concludes my turn.
Brass also drops to the ground.
Yes.
In addition to all of that,
Turns out you blow up your own dynamite. Things aren't good for you.
then it's Mort.
Damn it, I wasted my
I'm going to do this the old-fashioned way and move 1, 2, 3, and then just hit him with my rapier. Yeah, here we go.
One.
Does a 12 hit the goblin mage?
Yes. No. It does not.
Oh. Then I would like to cast spiritual weapon. And
Alright.
bring forth the sickle of amazingness.
Don't forget the saps you've got to say.
Yeah, does a 21 hit Tim? Here.
Tim?
Yeah, it would be here, yeah.
Yeah. Do, by the way, always first specify who you are attacking and then roll,
I thought I did
rather
that.
than
Oh,
rolling
my
and
bad.
then saying who you're attacking, because that you can kind of fudge your rolls that way.
My bad.
But yes, 21 does hit, yes.
What is Tim still standing?
Yep.
I would like to end my turn.
All right. It is the turn of the goblin mage. And
All ranged
They-
attacks are at disadvantage from him, right?
doesn't matter. They start casting out a spell, and all of the attackers poof out. And disappear.
Damn it.
Save an action surge.
Um,
Should have used it earlier, I guess.
Can
Even
I?
the corpse? Does the corpse poof as well?
Well,
Yeah.
he wasn't a corpse yet, right? He was just downed
It's true.
And poisoned.
Technically, he
and
he was
poisoned.
dead, yes.
We probably don't know, yeah.
Can I Arcana check whatever spell he was casting? Do I recognize it?
Yeah, you can try.
It's probably some sort of teleport.
Yeah, you don't know exactly, but it seemed to be some sort of teleportation.
Okay. He didn't just turn invisible. Turn
No,
all-
no.
Okay.
Seemed to be some sort of teleportation spell.
I say, Donnie is just going to turn to Anlos as soon as they bamf away. Go, Anlos, that was wonderful. Oh my goodness. You just decimate. Like, that, oh, I could kiss you right now. Where are you at, girl? And just giant Donnie is going to run over toward him.
What have I unleashed on the world?
Oh my
Anlos-
goodness. Now,
Anlos
I have never
is-
been so hyped to be in a fight with you, girl. That was wonderful.
As Donnie approaches, Anlos is just kind of quickly casts out a spell and zips out to the other side.
Oh, come
Just
on.
teleports
I'm-
away.
I'm
and-
gentle, but I'm still big, okay? It's fine.
And just yells out, "Calm down, Donnie!" And that's exactly what I did on the mountain as well. What are you talking about?
Oh, but those were wolves. These are people. It's so much more exciting when it's people. Like it's just those wolves. Those wolves. We randomly arrived at their home and they were pissed. And like I
Anlos-
get it. Here, these random guys were like, "Hey, why does Fred have a new tattoo? That's suspicious." And then they tried to attack us. And you were like, "Oh, not in my watch, brothers and sisters." And you threw that fireball out there. And I was big. And Fred, what was that? What in the world? Did you just like spit at them or like that bolt? Like you're like pew pew, and then he was all like, acid hurts my body, and was falling over. Like what was going on?
I don't know. I think I can do similar stuff to it, actually. My mind is a bit filled with possibilities. I mean, some things I seem to have slipped from my mind as well. Like, I remember that I've turned you into a bird, Mervyn, but I don't know if I could do it again.
Um,
You can't turn
Anlos-
people into birds anymore.
Anlos
Almost
says,
like some- Huh.
and Anlos says that was a chaos bolt. Frid, how did you do it?
Chaos.
I don't know. I just focused on the mark on my shoulder, and feelings of thinking about my mother and my heritage kind of just came out. It just kind of happened. It was natural.
That was crazy.
Speaking of identifying spells, Anlos, did you see exactly what type of spell that mage cast to get them out of there?
Anlos says, well, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it was just a teleport spell.
Do you think you could follow it back, or I don't know, determine where they went?
Anlos says, that's not something you can really do.
Oh, well, come on, Janice. Let's be real. Where did we meet those guys?
Well, they're probably in the woods. Yeah.
Like, where they probably go back to the base. I am a bit curious as to why our newfound friends, who have so far, here's what they've done for us, right? They gave us a scroll. Didn't work out too well. They said, "Oh, we'll help you find a guy." We found him already on our own. After we did what the guy who we found told us to do, they came in like, "We don't like your kind around here no more," and they attacked us about it. So, like, I for one, am not a fan of Tim or the little explosive man who also, like, I don't know much about explosives, but would you guys blow something up if it's right in front of your face? Like, what is that? Like, does that seem like the smartest of moves? I get it. Like, I'm a big imposing turtle. I get it. What is a little guy like him gonna do? But blow his low. But come on, man. Come on. Either way.
Well, also.
Either way. Go ahead. So, my apologies, Janice. I'm a little bit worked up.
Yeah, well, also, they violated the terms of the oath that they gave us. They said they would locate Alf Evergreen and inform us of his location when they found us next. They just appeared. They didn't tell us where Alf Evergreen was. So clearly, we're entitled to recompense. I mean, we could, I don't know, recollect those 300 gold we spent.
So
Here's the way I see it. They have sort of information on Frid, and they know that he has a tattoo, which is kind of banned here. So if that information were to be leaked, that would be very bad for us.
yeah.
In my opinion, we should meet up with the Magister, and again with Alpha Evergreen, and then just book it out of Redonia, and continue on our mission all the way to.
Or we could go to the place where we know they might probably be in the middle of the forest and get our gold back there.
It might
You-
be a bit.
It was
flat.
300 gold, correct? 300.
That's not
Like-
that much, yeah.
I'd say in my life that's a lot. From what I understand from you guys, that's not exactly worth walking into a den of thieves and fighting about, as far as I know.
Well, no, the
They seem
actual
pretty weird.
the financial value isn't the part that bothers me here. It's the spirit of the matter. I mean, they made this. We made a business agreement.
Do you remember
Bargain.
which guild they're a part of, though, Janice? The Thieves Guild, not the we follow the rules and are good business partners association of Redonia. Like it was the Thieves Guild. Like
This
am
was
I
Well,
crazy or like was that
Clearly, Donnie, I mean, maybe it's different around here, but
I don't know.
from my experience, the Thieves Guild takes their obligations very seriously. I mean,
Sure.
if it were to be widely known that they're just they rip off their customers, I mean, they provide a service, right? Usually stealing things, acquiring illicit goods, and if they find out that people are getting shortchanged, I mean, that breaks apart the entire social construct that the guild is built upon.
Ah, yes.
I mean, sure,
Social construct.
there's
Important stuff.
I mean,
there's an
we are
expectation
tourists.
of-
Who are we gonna tell?
Here's the way I look at it. This is just my experience when I was back at Stonehome, we had the Rat King there. And the Rat King, I don't know about how all thieves guilds work, but he seemed like a pretty important dude. And if those guilds are connected, I don't know if he's going to be a big fan of us going in there and like beating up some little gnome boys for 300 gold. But either way, back in Stonehome, he like ruled with it. Was he had a reputation to uphold as being like respectable in what he did. But sometimes if you was ask him to do something that was kind of a shit show for him, is in, hey, find me a guy who helps produce traitors to the Empire in the form of Dragonborns with Chaos Burst tattoos. And like, that isn't in his best interest to promote. So he'll be like, you know what? Yeah, sure, I'll take 300 gold. And then he would just like, slap a fool around when they start messing with something. That's where the situation it feels like we could be in. Fred has just gone on to what the kids nowadays are calling Super Saiyan 2. And he's just like getting all ready to just like pew some chaos bolts around. I don't know. If I was in the Thieves Guild, I probably wouldn't be a fan of this formerly, no offense, Fred, lowly bard becoming this super jacked combat aficionado that he has in the past approximately 95 minutes. Like, that's just what I'm saying. Is like, if it was me,
I do see your point. I am now quite a very strong individual. I'm very potent in my abilities, clearly.
I mean, when you picked me up, all I could think of was I would consider being a little spoon for this Dragonborn fellow. Like, that's all I could think of while you were doing that. I was quite impressed.
Only natural, of course. I mean,
I'm a strong guy myself. Like, it's hard to impress me with strength, but like,
you do recognize well, yes.
Oh, I recognize real. My brother. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know. I kind of liked Mort's idea, though. I think Mort was in the realm of like, we're going to go back. We're going to check in with Alf. And then we just got to get it. Let's just split. Let's just get out of town. Like, that was some trouble. I don't really want to deal with it. Fawn Lawson, the sea, other things sound way more interesting to me than dealing with some gnomes that like to blow stuff up. I don't know.
Especially themselves.
Well, I mean, Mort did make a point that this information might be something you want to control, but I mean, there's two ways of doing this. I mean, you can run away and hope that we outrun the speed of this information, or we can cut off the source of the information.
To be fair, we're known as the group that started a war, and among other things, I feel we can probably add this to our list of crimes.
Sure. You're right. No, but I mean, these guys...
Myself, yes, we truly are the convicts that will end this world.
But if these folks were the best the guild had to send, I mean, this was the guild leader and like his main enforcers probably, and like a wizard, and I mean, we flattened them in under 12 seconds.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure them all grouping up within an approximately 30-foot radius had a major factor under why that was not a good idea.
And would that be different if we were assaulting an underground base? I mean, it's not like there's a huge open cavern that they were in. It was like this room with all the corners. I mean, it'd be like, what's a good euphemism? That's not shooting fish in a barrel.
You shoot.
I mean, we would be giving them home advantage. They would be able to trap it out of the place.
And granted,
this is my only concern. My only concern is we go in there and that gnome had a little bit of explosives. Now, I'm no pyrotechnics expert,